What's up, Get Better Basketball community? I'm Coach DeMarco, and this is Focused. In today's episode, I'm going to take you through play number 2 in the RIP BC series. This is a series of plays that I used for many years as a head coach that I love because it uses back screens to open up a number of different options off of it. If you want to check out play number 1, you can click above or check it out in the description below. Before I jump into this play, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your notifications, and show me some love by hitting that like button down below. Let's check out play number 2 in the RIP BC series. As I noted, you can check out play number 1 in the description below. And this is going to be a really simple wrinkle, but one that is going to make a difference for defenses. You can call this BC2. You can have a different name for it. This was part of our BC series, which was for back cut. RIP is also a fancy word for back screen. So really simple. We're going to have this 2-player who in the first series got a back screen and cut through. They're going to take a couple of steps like they're getting a back screen, and they're going to pop back out. We're going to go from 1 over to 2, and now the 5-player is going to come up and set a back screen for the 1. Typically, because we were a dribble drive team, the 5 would actually start out on the opposite block. You can have them work their way over before setting the back screen, come up from this side to set the back screen, or just very simply start on the other side of the floor, whatever you want to do. This first back cut, the 1 is going to set up their defender, and they're going to make a cut through. This is an option, and probably the first time you run this play, this player could be open here on this back cut. You could get a switch, which is something we also like because 1 could actually have a mismatch, and there's a number of different things you could do off of that as well. The next thing that we're going to do is now we have our 1 player who has made their cut through, and we have our 5 who just set that screen. 5's going to come down, and they're going to set a wide pin down, and 3 is going to come off that wide pin, and they're going to look to get the basketball. So right now, we're going to have 2 with the basketball, 3 coming off a wide pin, and as 5 is setting that wide pin down, 1 is going to set a little bit of a flex screen for the 4, who's going to come in, but they're going to stop in on the block. What I actually like about this is that this 4-player, if there's a switch on that flex screen and 2 has the basketball, they could actually just take a couple dribbles and dump right inside. They have 3 coming off a wide pin, and we now have 1 out here. Most likely, 2 is going to go over to 3, which is going to initiate the next sequence. So we're going to have our 3-player with the ball. You can do a couple of things with the 5. You can have them sit down in here, which I'm going to do in the first example. And then we're going to have our 2-player who's going to get a back screen from the 4, and they're going to cut through the paint. Could be an option. And then they're going to exit out to the weak side. After 4 sets the screen, they're going to open up out to the top of the key. And actually, the 4 ends up being open a lot because they worry so much about the 2 on that back cut that this pass from 3 to 4 is often open. The last thing that I like to do here is on a pass from 3 to 4, I have the 3 set a little bit of a brush cut through and out, and the 4 can attack the basket, which would allow the 5 to relocate, and we can certainly get a dump down inside off of it. So a lot of different options here off this really simple sequence. And the other thing that you can do at the end is have a flex ending. So in the flex ending, the play is going to start the same. We're going to initiate the action the same way, but we're going to have a flex ending. You could just do this as your second play in the series and not have the ending that I just showed you. Or you can make this a wrinkle in an ATO situation, which is what I really like to do. Play is going to start off the same. 2 is going to push down, get open. We're going to go from 1 to 2. We're going to get a back screen from 5. 1's going to set up their defender. They're going to cut through, and they're going to set a little screen for 4, who's going to make a flex cut, and then stop in on the block. So at the beginning here, we're going to have our 4-player on the block. 1's here. 5 is going to now set that wide pin down for 3. 3 is going to set up their defender, and they're going to come up, and we're going to go from 2 over to 3. This is where the flex ending is going to come in on this play. It's really simple, but I like this option. So once 3 has the basketball, 5, instead of staying down here on the block, they're going to come back out to the corner to open up some space. On the pass from 2 over to 3, our 4-player is going to come, and they're going to set that back screen for 2, who's going to come through the paint. Really like it because with 5 clearing out, they're very open, or there's a lot of space open in the paint. And then here comes the flex ending now. We're going to have our 2 down here. We're going to have our 4 that has backed out, and we can now go back over to 4. And then 2 is going to set a flex screen for 5. Now remember, the last version, 5 was here, and 2 made an exit cut out to the corner. We just switched it now, put 5 out to the corner. Love this because we're going to get 5 coming through on a flex cut with an opportunity for us to look inside. And then off of that, just like in the flex offense, 5 down here. Hopefully we get some type of switch. We can get a dribble entry. If not, 3 is going to screen down for 2, who is going to come up now. Again, looking to catch and be a scorer and be a scoring threat. So 4 there, 2 looking to catch and score. And the last thing I like to do here, and I'll have 3 go out to the corner, just like you do in a dribble drive, any dribble drive play, is a nice brush cut through, clearing out a double gap for 2 to attack the basket. We can get 5 on a relocation, a dump down inside, whatever we want to do here. But at the end, that's a great way to open up a double gap, and then we know that the 4-player will end up over here off the brush cut. So a lot of different options, but that's how you incorporate a flex ending into the RIP BC series. I hope you like play number 2 in the RIP BC series. There's a lot of different options off of it, and you can incorporate that flex ending in ATO situations. If you like this play, make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, or maybe you have some suggestions, because there's a number of other options off of this series, and I'm going to share a few of them with you in upcoming episodes of Focus. Make sure you hit that like button down below, turn on your notifications, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so already. As always, get better every day. I also want to take a minute here to mention a great partner in Dr. Dish Basketball, who has the latest, greatest, state-of-the-art, all-purpose shooting machine. If you mention the Get Better Basketball Chat or hashtag GBetBBChat, you'll get up to $300 off select Dr. Dish shooting machines. Don't miss out on this great opportunity.